Aloha, I'm Sabrina with Begin Being, and in this video I want to talk to you about people pleasing. So I'm here in San Jose and I've been teaching a 4-day live transformational training, and my fellow teacher for this training, his name is Carl, and we were talking about the difference between like a people pleaser in a good way and a people pleaser in a not so good way. And one of the things that he shared with our students is that he used to be a major people pleaser to the point of where one of his exes actually told him, "You are a effing chameleon." I think I might get censored if I say the actual word that he said. And basically, yeah, she said that you're a chameleon. And he's like, "Well, what are you talking about?" And she said, "You try so hard to just say yes to everybody that you're not actually yourself." That is the bad version of people pleasing. So she would tell him that he would make promises to, person X and person Y. But the thing is that they conflicted. So he would make all of these promises because he didn't know how to say no. But the problem with that is that then he couldn't keep the promises to anybody because they were conflicting with each other. And sometimes there can be the same thing. It can be true for yourself as well. So sometimes we make promises to another person, or we, say like, "Hey, yeah, I'm going to go show up. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that, or I'm going to come with you to this trip or that trip, and I'm going to do these different things." And really ourselves, like, we don't want to. We don't really want to. It's not that we necessarily sometimes don't want to. It's just there's other things that we need to be doing or we want to be doing. And then maybe sometimes hanging out with that friend or saying yes to that business deal is not exactly in our best interest. It's not in our best path. So a lot of people will come on, like a lot of people in the change work business, they'll say, people pleasing is just bad and you should stop doing the people pleasing. Here's the thing though, that's not entirely true. It's more of a pendulum between here and here. So for example, if I'm over here and I'm constantly trying to people please, and so I'm always saying yes to them and never saying yes to myself, that's where you don't want to be. If you're on the other side of it and maybe you want to do something nice, sometimes the pendulum can swing the other way to where instead of just saying, "Okay, hey, now it's your turn," right? Instead of saying, "Okay, I've got what I need, I'm good, now I'm going to give back to you." Sometimes the pendulum can swing the other way to then where you're always saying yes to yourself but never saying yes to others. So it's one of the different pendulum swings to keep in mind and to be careful of, because sometimes, like I said, we can get so far into the I don't want to be a people pleaser. I want to say only yes to myself. And then you can stop sometimes saying yes to opportunities that maybe would have been good, but you just never experienced it because you were too busy trying to no longer be a people pleaser. So I encourage you, if you have that mentality where you're always saying yes to others and you're not taking yourself into consideration, or you're saying yes to others that you're doing stuff that's not benefiting you on your path. Sometimes, like I said, it's hard to say no. Sometimes it's hard to say this isn't working. Sometimes it's hard to say this isn't the business deal that I want to have. Or sometimes it's hard to say, "Hey, this corporate job, it's having all of these benefits for me." So sometimes you want to stay. Sometimes you want to be able to, you're safe, you feel safe. And sometimes you don't even know how to say no to yourself. As in, sometimes we get so caught up in, "Hey, this is safe, this is what I'm going to do," that we're forgetting our true path. It's almost as if we're going to sleep. We're going into, it's called the Iago trance. It's from a book called Translucent Revolution. And sometimes we go into the Iago trance and it just kind of means we fall asleep and we forget who we are and we forget why we're here. And we just do the things that we need to do to make money and have the things that we want. And then we forget who we are. By being able to say no, not only to others, but to yourself, it's very empowering. And when you go to say no, it's not as if you have to just be like, "No, forget you." you just set boundaries. You set boundaries and you say, this is my time. This is the time that I need for myself to accomplish my goals. And yes, I want to give time to you as well, so the pendulum doesn't swing the other way. So if you have a partner, if you have kids, if you have anyone involved in your life, maybe it's even a business partner, remember to also, sometimes it's okay to be people pleasing. Sometimes it's okay to say yes to them as well. Sometimes it's okay to do something for somebody just because it's from the kindness of your heart. The problem is that when you go too far, when you then take them into consideration all of the time, when you then can't say no, that's when it can become a bad thing. All right, I hope all this resonated with you guys, and I'd love to talk to you more about this. Let me know if you want to hear more on this topic. In the meantime, I love you all, and as always, choose love in all that you do. Mahalo. My alarm is going off.